Okay, so what we have here is a 2016 GMC Canyon. Okay, so the 2016 GMC Canyon with the V6 does not have a check stick on top. Everything has to be done from underneath the truck. So let's get underneath there and let me show you what's going on. This is where you would check the transmission fluid. And once I get this pan down, I'm going to show you inside of this pan what is happening to make sure that this transmission is full of fluid. Okay, so what I want to show you in the pan, you can see how clean this pan is. We service this transmission for this guy. When you take this plug out, what you're doing is opening this hole up right here. So as the fluid level comes up and it reaches this hole, while the transmission is in park and at operating temperature, then when the fluid starts flowing out this hole, then your transmission is full. Okay, so on the 6L50, what you'll do is, what you have to do is you pop this little tab up, and then you can pull that plug up out of the transmission, and that's where you will be pumping your fluid into. And this is where you'll be checking. Okay, so we got our exhaust hooked back up, everything back the way it's supposed to be. We have torqued all of our pan bolts down. I'm going to have all the torque specs for everything at the end of the video, so watch to the end and get your torque specs on your pan bolts, the torque specs on this plug. Okay, so what I like to use is just a small transfer pump. This is a cheap way to move fluid from one place to the other, not cost you a lot of money. You can get these at Harbor Freight. You can get them online. They're very inexpensive and they are really good for jobs like this. What I'm going to do at this point, I am going to pump the transmission pan full of fluid until it comes out this hole. I'm going to put the plug in it. I'm going to let the truck down. I'm going to start the truck up. I'm going to take this plug back out, and then I'm going to finish filling it up until it runs out this hole. Once it starts running out that hole, I'll put the plug back in it and I'll drive it, get it up to operating temperature, bring it back in, and recheck the fluid. I am using Mobil 1 synthetic LV ATF HP. It calls for deck 6, but this is an upgrade. It'll help with that shudder problem that these have. Okay, so I'm 4 quarts in and I have a little bit of fluid coming out. I'm gonna stick the plug back up in it. I'm not gonna torque it. I'm just gonna put the plug back up in it. I'm gonna let the truck down, start it up, raise it back up, and start checking and adding fluid again. Okay, so the reason we added fluid before we started the truck is because we did not want air to be sucked up into the converter and cause a whining noise. Okay, so this is 5 quarts. I put 4 quarts in it and then started the engine. So we are working on our 6th quart here. So the service field called for 6.5, and that was 6. Okay, so we are almost 7 quarts in. I'm getting fluid. I'm going to put the plug in it. I'm going to drive the truck. I'm going to get it up to operating temperature, which will take me about 15 to 20 miles. I'll bring it back in. I'll recheck this fluid and top it off from there. You know what you need? You need just a little bit of fluid coming out this hole once you check it. Something about like that. Okay, so we got the transmission full of fluid. Everything worked out real nice. I'm going to clean this up, dry it off, put the plug in it, and I'm going to send this home. This is Codeman's Auto. Please like and subscribe.